Hi, my name is Faith and I'm a Survivor faithful, and today is the day that I have been thinking of for months. Ever since we found out that Survivor Season 50 was going to be in the hands of the fans and that we were going to finally get some returning players. And I'm going to be honest, it's taking everything within me to not just absolutely geek out over this. Before I really dive into who's going to be on this season, I have to say, in my opinion, I don't think this casting is that bad. I've seen a lot of complaints online, a lot of people share their disappointment, and I'm gonna get into it towards the end. I do think some of the points that people are bringing up are valid, but overall, I got some of my all-time favorites, so I'm not upset. Let's dig into this cast. Starting off with someone all the way from season 1, we have Jenna. I think the fact that they were even able to get somebody from season 1 of Survivor all the way up to season 50 of Survivor is so iconic. I honestly think that Jenna is a good representation. Next up, we have Colby Donaldson. Colby was on season 2 with Australian Outback. We then saw him again in an All-Star seasons and one of my all-time favorite seasons, Heroes versus Villains. I'm excited that Colby is coming back. He's obviously an iconic player from the old era, but I will say when he came back for Heroes versus Villains, it was honestly kind of disappointing. You can just tell that Colby's getting a little bit older. He even said in Heroes vs. Villains that he was continuously disappointed in himself. He just knew that he wasn't playing as well as he had in the past, especially when it came to challenges. But I'm very curious to see how he's going to interact with the new era players. Next up, we have Stephanie. This is another one that I'm really excited about. She absolutely crushed it in season 10 and 11. She was also on Heroes vs. Villains, which I loved her in that season. She's arguably one of the toughest female competitors we've ever seen on Survivor, but she has never won. So will this be the season that she takes it? This next one is my all-time favorite Survivor player, and it's Cirie. I will not stand for any Cirie hate. I've read the comments. I know that people are so upset because this will be her 5th time playing on Survivor. I don't care. I am such a big fan of Cirie. I will always say that she's the best Survivor that never won. She was on Traitors recently and won, and watching her on that show proved to me that she's someone who can still strategize. She's still a smart player, and she always plays with her mind over her heart, which I respect. I have to see Cirie win this season. Next is Ozzy. Again, I've seen a lot of people complain about Ozzy coming back because he's played so many seasons before. I don't blame Survivor for bringing him back. I feel like he'll always be a fan favorite. He's another player who came close so many times but never won. I could honestly see Ozzy and Colby teaming up and sticking with that old school side versus pairing up with the new era coach. Again, I'm happy with this decision. Coach is like borderline like villain but not. I feel like Coach is somebody you either like him or you hate him. I will say with Coach coming back, I wish they would have brought Tyson too. That alliance was just the funniest thing ever. I quote the scene with Tyson and Coach all the time where Tyson was like, hey man, you can't wear feathers in your hair at tribal council. Don't tell your stories. People mock your stories. They don't believe you. And do your Tai Chi in private. I haven't seen him since he's been on Survivor, so he's had to have aged quite a bit too. We'll just have to see how that plays out. Next is Aubrey, and I'm gonna be really honest. These next few ones I'm not super familiar with. I rewatched season 1 through about 25, and I obviously vividly remember season 41 through current because they were recent. But as we start getting into those people from season 30 to 40, that's when I start to kind of forget some of these players. I'm definitely gonna have to go back and rewatch some of these seasons. I know that Aubrey was on Game Changers, Edge of Extinction, which are some of the more popular seasons from the 30s. Next is Chrissy. I guess she was only on one season of Survivor, Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers. Again, this season is not super familiar to me. So if you know these players, let me know what you think of them. Christian from David and Goliath. I've definitely watched that season, but again, just for some reason, those seasons I don't remember very well. Angela, David and Goliath. Again, lots of representation from that season, so I'm definitely gonna have to rewatch. And last from David and Goliath, we have Mike White. I feel like Mike White is the only one that rings a bell when I think of that season. I literally just learned this morning that Mike White is the one who wrote White Lotus. I've honestly never watched that show, but the fact that you kind of have like a celebrity coming back on Survivor is kind of crazy. He's definitely someone that I've seen a lot of people really excited about returning. Rick Devens, I feel like this guy just goes by Devens, but am I remembering that wrong? He was from Edge of Extinction, which again is another popular season. Now we're getting back into the seasons that I do remember. These next contestants are all of our new era players returning. First is Jonathan Young. I recently made a video of new era players that I would like to see return, and I had mentioned that I personally wouldn't include Jonathan Young because I feel like he wasn't much of a strategist, but I knew everybody else was going to want to see him, so I'm not surprised that he's coming back. Next is Dee. Dee was one of my picks from the new era to return. This is probably one of my more hot takes because I usually would never want someone who's won to come back again. I've been saying that I think that she's the new era Parvati. Next Next is Emily, who was also on my list of people I wanted to see. I said this in my last video, but I feel like Emily just had the most character development on her season or on any of the New Era seasons. So I'm excited to see what she's learned from last season and how she applies it to season 50. I can definitely see like a Dee, Emily pairing up to have some sort of female alliance. Next is Q. This one kind of surprises me. I definitely didn't have him on my personal list. I don't know that he's necessarily worthy of season 50. I know that sounds kind of harsh. I guess I don't like or dislike him. He did kind of grow on me towards the end of his season, but I am surprised that they brought him back over some of the other New Era players. Next is Tiffany, and seeing Tiffany and Q in season 46 was a hilarious dynamic, and I'm curious to see if they'll be in an alliance this season. Next is Charlie. I absolutely agree with this pick. I said this again in my last video. I feel like he did dirty by Maria on his season. He lost Survivor by 1 vote. He lost $1 million over 1 vote. So he's someone else that I would not mind seeing win. Genevieve I did have on my list. I feel like she'll play a little bit of that villain role. She would definitely be a part of the female alliance as well. Next, we got 3 people from season 48, the season that just finished. We have Camilla and Kyle. I have to say, I am shocked that they're bringing Kyle back. That's another one that I'm like, he just won and he was just on the show. Don't you think you should have maybe given it to somebody else? But Camilla, I'm thrilled to see her come back. Obviously, Camilla and Kyle are gonna work together, in my opinion, but they're gonna struggle because now their alliance has been outed to everybody. I could definitely see the 2 of them being a threat and at chance to get voted off early, especially since Kyle just won. I will say it would be really cool if Kyle and Camilla made it to the very end, but Camilla goes to the final 3, Kyle on the jury, and he sets her up for the win this time. I feel like I'm just dreaming, but can you just imagine how crazy that would be? In this one, I'm not surprised by Joe. He also made final 3 on season 48. I definitely say that he is a New Era fan favorite. And then we have 2 people from season 49, which hasn't even aired yet, that are gonna be on season 50. I will say I do know who the 2 are because I read the spoiler, but I won't say it on this video for anybody who doesn't wanna know. Going into some of the other controversies that I haven't touched on, I saw a TikTok comment that said 12 people from season 41 to 49 versus 12 from 1 to 40. I actually think that's a really valid point. The ratio of old era versus new era just does not add up. I don't think you need 12 people from the new era. I feel like that could have been cut to 6. Plus, I think there's a lot of new era players that people would have preferred to see, like Carolyn. Now, I do want to share something that Carolyn posted to her Instagram story today that I thought was very interesting. It says, actually, we have to pause on the Carolyn omission for a moment. If there's ever a player that felt like a lock to return, it was her. But the Traitors beat Survivor to the punch, casting her on the 3rd season of the hit Peacock show. Probst has admitted that he gets territorial with casting, specifically mentioning how the Traitors bothers him, though he clarified that Cirie, who appeared on season 1 of Traitors, gets a pass because she's Hall of Fame. Per Probst, the way he thinks, it goes like this. Well, now you're going to do this show and that show, and now it's not as special to see you. Given that it's all but confirmed that production cut Carolyn, and not the other way around, one way of reading her omission is Survivor production sending a message to other new era contestants that if they go on another reality TV program, they won't be considered for future Survivor seasons. I think it's really interesting that Carolyn posted that. She didn't really say what her thoughts were. The only thing that I think I would disagree with, Jeff said that Cirie gets a pass because she's Hall of Fame. I would argue that Carolyn's kind of a Hall of Fame for the new era. I think she was the most popular pick that people wanted to see return, and she was very vocal about her wanting to return on Survivor. So that's just a little bit of a bummer. But again, all in all, I am not disappointed. I am so excited and I'm dying to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments, do you agree or disagree with the casting, who you're excited to see, and who you think is gonna win. As always, I will keep you updated on all things Survivor. Thanks for watching.